when I perform, I feel like I'm changing people's life, and also music is the language that people hears a lot. Yeah, you can reach people through music, so you can just tell people what you're feeling inside through music, and they will listen to you.
Whenever we perform, when we are on stage, we feel good because this is our culture, and people feel happy. And just when we are entertaining, people are so happy to see what we are doing. That's why we also have to feel good, and it's very nice.
Hakika mimi nikiimba najihisi vizuri, najihisi kuwa pia mimi ni mtu mbele ya watu, najihisi kuwa pia mimi nafaa mbele za watu. Na wakati ninaimba kwanza nyimbo za Mungu, najihisi kuwa nyimbo zangu zinabadilisha watu. Ingawaje hiyo ndio kitu inanifanya pia na feel roho yangu inafunguka kabisa kiundani.
World Refugee Day initially was created or announced to mark the signing of the OAU Convention. That's how it started. And then later on, it was felt that it needed to talk about refugees all around the world, and that's how we moved from being an African event to a global event. And today, it is a day that celebrates refugees around the world every year on the 20th of June. This one is different in the sense that, unfortunately, we see more and more refugees. Now we have surpassed 62 million refugees and internally displaced persons, so 62 million forcibly displaced persons around the world. We've never seen this number since the creation of the United Nations. So it's an opportunity for us to explain that to the world and call for solutions to the plight of refugees.
My name is Purbiel Yech. I come from Kakuma refugee camp. I'm South Sudanese by nationality. I'm running in 800 meters in Olympic Games.
My name is Rose Nadike. I'm from Kakuma refugee camp, and by nationality I'm South Sudanese, and I'm running 800 meter in Olympics.
My name is Paul Amotun Lokoro. I'm from Kakuma refugee camp. By originality, I'm from South Sudan. And I participate in 1500 meter.
My name is James Nyak. I'm from Kakuma Refugees Camp. By nationality, I'm South Sudanese. And the event that I take part on, 400 meters.
My name is Angelina Nadai. I come from South Sudan. I ran 1500 in Olympic, and I'm so happy to be one of them, as it was very hard and it was very challenging the time when we did several trials, but at the last long we have been represented, and I will be represented as one of the ambassadors for the refugees.
For me to be also reorganized to talk during this event, World Refugee Day on 20th of June. It's also something special, whereby also to be among those people who have been who have been displaced because of conflict, and for this day, 20th of June, to see that all the refugees have their day to commemorate. There are many of these people that they never see one another, and therefore when people comes together, they will realize that also there are some other people that they have issues, and therefore it's kind of like giving them the platform to share. I saw when they were just everybody was singing that in the morning with the showcase their culture, of which you have to understand also when you have conflict and you move out of your country. The first thing, you lose also family, you lose the culture, you lose also the friends, and therefore here you are with different people again in the same situation.
First of all, I'd like to say a very big thanks to the host of this event, to the UN High Commissioner for Refugees, Country Representative Ralph Mazou, and an entire UNHCR team. Thank you for putting this on, another wonderful event to celebrate refugees. And I also want right at the outset as well to express the deep appreciation of the government and people of the United States to the government and people of Kenya for their long history of hosting refugees and providing protection to people fleeing persecution, conflict, and other forms of insecurity. You know, I think it's particularly important on a day like today, on World Refugee Day, that we say thank you to Kenya and to the other hosts around the world who have done so much to help protect refugees over many years. So thank you, Kenya, government, people, thank you all of you very much. At the World Humanitarian Summit in May, representatives from around the world discussed how we could do more to share responsibility, coordinate humanitarian and development aid, and stop governments and combatants from violating international humanitarian law. And to move forward on these issues, President Obama will host a summit on refugees at the UN General Assembly later this year. And this summit is intended to leverage new resources and new international commitments to address the growing global refugee crisis, including new help to address protracted displacement, such as that here in Kenya and elsewhere in the Horn of Africa. Kenya's support has provided a lifeline in a time of need to some of the world's most vulnerable. Now, most of the refugees, of course, dream of the day they can go home. And the international community supports efforts to help refugees return home when conditions allow them to do so. But this choice must be made voluntarily by each refugee at a time when they feel it's safe for them and their families to go home. We must recognize that refugees and others forced from their homes by conflict are no different from each of us. They're no different from anyone around the world. They're fleeing violence and the threat of death. They want a roof over their heads and food for their families. They want peace and security for their communities. And our humanity demands that we help them meet these most basic needs and that we treat them with caring, compassion, and with respect. We must continue to work globally and locally, not just to save lives, but to restore dignity and hope to some of the world's most vulnerable people. I want to thank you all for the privilege of being here today to mark World Refugee Day.
Leo mimi amefurahia mambo ya Refugee Day. Sasa tumefurahi, na sisi ni refugee, hajui sisi mahali anaenda na mahali anatoka, na ile kitu tuko hapa UN imetusaidia and Kenya pia amekaribisha sisi iko refugee Somali community, na nimefurahi tu leo vile nimefurahi environment, watu vile refugee leo iko free kila kitu, nimefurahi.